Alright, what is up, people? This is Ishbu, back from kind of a long break. I apologize for that much. I've been having a lot of stuff happen both in and out of game, but here we are, and as you can tell, the sound quality, I believe, should be a lot higher than it was before. So there we go. I finally got all my stuff in, and I'm going to be starting to put out this content kind of for real, in a way. Like, before, I feel like most of my content was more testing the waters to see what people wanted, but I think this series has received enough kind of support that I think I'm going to be going at this for real with a YouTube channel, as well as I will be starting streaming in these coming weeks, so I'll be linking my stream later on in the guide, so look for that. In the meantime, though, this is my guide on scouting and anchoring. As you're going to notice, I'm going to be doing a lot of these plays with Murden, because this is literally Murden's like playstyle. I like to describe this playstyle as basically the Pokemon playstyle, because you're just kind of sitting in bushes and waiting for people to come by so you can jump out at them. Anyways, I'm going to be showing you a full clip here. Scouting and anchoring isn't really like a full-time position, but it does have times when you need to do it. So this video should hopefully explain a bit about when, why, and how to do scouting specifically, and then you'll see the follow-up video on anchoring later down on the guide. So without further ado, let's just kick this off. So right now you're going to see Towers of Doom. This is Master League, Hero League. This is my new tournament account, shiny new tournament account. Still Master League, Hero League. Towers of Doom, my team is slightly behind both in shots and EXP after losing a fight on the bottom shrine early game. As you can see right here, we kind of took a bad trade. I'm a little bit low on mana and health here, but we're going to have this bottom altar spawn, and you're going to notice. So we got two people top. They've got these two here, and then I believe that, yeah, their Asmodan is dead, but going to be respawning and running top. This is all of this scouting specifically you're about to see is all about controlling rotations to bottom. So speeding this up a little bit, you're going to notice we make a rotation fast, but my team is still up here. Still, even with this circumstance, we got waves crashing mid and bot. This is not my job to clear them. My job is, like, I don't speed this up by much, not to mention I need to save mana. So what you're going to see me do if I slow it down a bit, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit in this bush and watch rotations. Because right now, we lost vision of Thrall. Asmodan just respawned and could be running anywhere. And Johanna is, once again, we don't have vision of her. I believe the only two we know are this Zul'jin who's showing himself, and this Malfurion who I believe we just saw a little bit. So I'm just going to sit in this bush, and I'm going to watch, specifically scouting this area up here. Because, like, my Greymane can one-shot this entire wave. He just needs to know he's safe to do so. Not to mention, with my two people about to come down, you're going to see I'm going to be looking to cut off these rotations. My team is specifically going to be slower to rotation, so instead of just sitting down here and trying to fight when we all get there, well, we're kind of already going to be bullied off, we might as well try to make something of this. So, you're going to see me change positions from this bush to this bush, and you're going to find something pretty cool happens. So right now, look at the scenario. We got these two here. Thrall coming from bot side, so he's going to be joining these two. These two, however, make a very sloppy rotation, and in particular, this Zul'jin is about to face check a Murden. So, Pokemon style, I'm going to jump out at him. And just like this, just by scouting rotations and being up here early, I managed to get a pick with my Genji player who was very good, very good awareness. So despite the fact that Sonya's still up here, we just won this shrine before it even spawned, just by scouting and punishing rotations very hard. So as I said, the reason I was able to do this is I wasn't needed for the wave clear, and the enemy team, more importantly than me like bullying them who's trying to kill our bot laners, because these guys were completely safe. I had the freedom to just go and find the enemy team and provide information. Say had the Asmodan come down with him and I not just face check the Zul'jin by himself, I could have just as easily dismounted and then just disengaged, because that's what Murden can do so specially. It's just, he's impossible to pin down. Either way, the Zul'jin face checks me by myself, the Genji follows up fantastically, and we get a very clean kill to just win this shrine in a circumstance that, frankly, just due to Sonya's rotation, we really shouldn't have had time to do. Either way, I'm going to speed this up a bit because this is just a shrine fight. Nothing too fancy here as far as the topic. Just, I mean, Asmodan leaves, it's just us fighting, getting Alex Dragon. We don't get any kills, but obviously we have pressure. I should not be the one capping this, but my team wasn't. I was just like, guys, someone has to do this. And what do you know? I am right back in this bush. So I actually get a couple picks from this bush over the course of the game. But the main thing here is, once again, Greymane can kill this entire wave. I'm not needed there. Sonya's killing this wave. I'm not needed there. And we see this person. We still don't see Thrall. and we don't know what these guys are doing. So what I'm doing is twofold. One, I'm scouting this camp in case the enemy team starts it, and two, I'm kind of indicating to my team, hey, we can invade this. We see Azmodan top, and we've got 5 in the bot side, so we can collapse 5v4 if we need to. Either way, enemy team doesn't show on this, and I believe we end up seeing Thrall here, so we just start the camp, and nice easy take them off here and give us an extra kill. And I believe we get one more kill here? Yeah. So, get that camp, that's another invade gone successfully. I believe, yeah, Genji gets a nice little pick here. Alright, so this is a circumstance where I'm not, specifically not scouting, and you'll notice a lot of times when your teammates are taking camps like this, what you want to do is sit in, let's see if I can ping this right here, this bush right here. Oh my god, you can't even see it on my own screen, you can only see it on the map. Okay, either way, you're going to want to sit in this bush right here and just give vision in case someone wants to invade. That being said, Zul'jin's dead, we're up 10-9. We just want to speed this rotation up, so I'm just here to try and make sure my Greymane can get out of doing this camp faster, so that's all I'm doing here. Plus I'm saving him a bit of health by tanking it. So this is a situation where I'm not, like, there's no real point in scouting. Like, look how far back all the enemy team members are. Like, there's no real opportunity for me here. Not to mention, we know where pretty much everyone on the enemy team is. So let's push this so we can get an advantage and start doing something with our 10. That's what I'm doing right here. And what do you know? What bush do I go to? This bush. This is kind of a default position because I can watch and control this whole area. I know now that we've taken this camp, these people from mid are going to try and rotate down to try and stop it. But at this point, I see Malfurion dismounted. I end up not getting the kill, but I mean, still, we put some pressure on him, put the fear of God on him. I believe the Zul'jin's about to do something very silly. Yeah, the Zul'jin does something very silly, walks up in a 4v2 and dies for it. And just like that, the camp we just got is going to be able to get in. I think, honestly, that Malfurion is almost killable too. Either way, I believe you're just going to see one last example here. I'm just going to speed it up. And what do you know? I'm right back to my bush. This time, we've got a very similar situation as we started this. Altars are spawning mid and bot. And now, you're going to notice this Azmodan and this Thrall play this rotation super carefully. Like, look, this Azmodan's kind of playing in this area because he doesn't know where I am. He doesn't know, obviously I've done this here, so they're kind of expecting it, but like, look how much hesitation you can see in these two. They're not just running down to try and collapse on my team. They have no idea where I am, but I know exactly where they are. So, just like this, I've given my team a ton of information going into the shrine. You're gonna see, this Sonya face checks them, but because of my position, I'm able to quickly adapt to this. We're not able to get a kill because the Sonya backs off a bit far, but I'm actually going to be able to really well hold down this choke by myself. So once again, this stops being scouting and more just kind of becomes team fighting. But I'll just speed it up to get the full thing. And right here, you're going to see we zoned off these two. Thrall's about to go all the way around. Azmodan threw his Q, so he's no longer a useful hero. And just like this, once again, Malfurion overextends. We're going to dive him. Johanna gets cleaned up as well. And that's another 2 altars for us. So you can really see in this example how just scouting rotations and looking for this aggressive positioning, like you'll notice I was way far away from my team, and this is something only heroes like Muradin can do. It's a lot harder with immobile heroes like Arthas to do what I was doing, but like I was able to win basically both shrines just by zoning the enemy, in the first case getting a free pick because that Zul'jin just rotated way out of position, and that's something we wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. Not to mention, I wouldn't have been literally on top of him without even having to use my E. And then second of all, that second one, because I was now missing, after getting the kill, you saw how much they respected me. They didn't feel comfortable going through this choke because they didn't know where I was. They probably suspected I was around here, and to their suspicion ended up being correct. But at the same time, like, just me being off map and in playing these bushes gives our team so much vision and denies the enemy team so much vision. So this is the essence of scouting, specifically a lot of deep scouting. It's going to change on a lot of maps and a lot of situations. Obviously, you can't scout if your team literally needs you to be with them, and there's no real point to scouting if, like, the enemy team is not really in a position to make any moves that you really need to, like, look for. Like, if the enemy team is dead and are all just running back from spawn, you might as well just hit the thing with your teammates. But a lot of the time, tanks don't really contribute enough damage, or both PvE damage, to really justify them contributing to things. Like as I said over here, I sped this up just because I really wanted to get Greymane out so we could leverage our 10 as well as to save him some health, but like that was mostly because I wasn't really needed anywhere else on the map and there was no real information to be had. Every other time I'm playing this bush, I'm playing this bush. There's points in this game I play this bush, and in some circumstances as a tank you can even play up here, but those are a lot more rare. So as I said, the biggest part of this is just to try and be where they don't expect you. Try to be where you can see the enemy but they can't see you. And this, like, it's a bit tricky to actually put into practice, especially when you have very needy teams, but the more you try this stuff out, the more you'll kind of figure out what you can get away with. And as you can see, it can lead to some fantastic opportunities if you set it up right. So that in essence is scouting. Hope this was a good explanation, and you'll see a bit more details in the writing below. So have fun with that.